should be Lawndale.
Senior guard, whether it's defensively, getting after people, getting steals, or if it's pushing the pace, getting them up and down the court, he does it all for the Lions, and you will see that today.
Let's take a look at how these two teams will come to the dance. It'll be Gabe Taylor, about whom you spoke, with Philip Hartwich, Rashad Jackson, Andre Ferguson, and Jazz Johnson. Boyd Touch with Shamar Johnson, Peter Herman, Brandon Brown, Stephen Haney, and don't get too comfortable with that because Mike Dunlap will play about 37 guys, even though he's only got 12 on his roster. Right now, let's meet the third member of our broadcast team. You know her, you love her. She's Kelly Tennant. Kelly.
Oh, Barry, I really missed you, that's for sure. Guys, I talked with Terry Porter of Portland earlier, and he said losing Alec Wintering was one of the biggest losses that they could have experienced. Losing him not only meant that they lost offensive production, they've scored under 65 points in every game since they lost him, but he's also the glue to this team. He's the defender, he's the verbal guy, so replacing him has been nearly impossible. He did say that their sophomore Jazz Johnson, who you mentioned, has been a guy that he's wanted to carry more of a load over the last few games, and he's been able to do that. But because he's at the point, it's taking away from what he was doing production-wise. So it'll be interesting to see in these next few games how they're able to sort of find their rhythm without Alec.
All right, thanks very much, Kelly. Here's a look at Mike Dunlap. Mike is in his third season here as the head coach at LMU. He's a basketball coach's coach.
Yes, he is. And you know what? When he came in with a record right now overall of 33 and 53, it was all about changing culture. That's what you're trying to do here at LMU. Much success early, not so much as of late.
We'll talk more about this, but I think both these coaches have this program headed in the right direction. So Portland will control the opening tip, and I have to think that early on in this game is going to tell us a real story.
Yes, it is. First of all, you're going to look at LMU and the pressure that they put. They get after you, but if Portland can knock down shots, it should soften some of that up, Barry.
This is Jazz Jackson. Jackson has it swatted away, comes back, picks it up. Now 7 on the shot clock. Ferguson drives baseline. Not sure they recognize. Now they do. Taylor for 3.
That right there will loosen up the defense. Nice feet under him, reach up, knockdown shot.
This is Brandon Brown. Now Herman. Touch. Now Shamar Johnson. Johnson puts it on the deck. Reverse. Won't quite go, and a rebound down in the hands of Hartwich.
Shamar Johnson is very, very talented, but looks more like a tight end, doesn't he, Derek Barry? He is built.
He also plays like a tight end, actually. This is Ferguson. He's having to fill some pretty big shoes in those of Alec Wintering. Johnson.
When you speak of Alec Wintering, talking to Coach Terry Porter, he said initially it was more of a pro style of offense, pick and rolls. Now it's a little bit more college.
And Brown answers at the other end. It was Jackson with the last basket. Rashad Jackson for Portland.
Brandon Brown reaches up, knocks down the 3 ball, and if he can do that, setting the table with this type of pressure, that bodes well for LMU.
As you pointed out, LMU will go end-to-end most of the game. Jackson now Ferguson. Ferguson guarded by the bigger Johnson, but a turnover.
You got to like the pressure that Mike Dunlap makes his team. They're picking up full court. They're getting after people, chest to chest, body tracing the basketball. That is really good defense.
This is Touch. Now Herman. Haney could shoot it. Not that time. And whistles blow. And it's going to be Portland ball.
If I'm not mistaken, Haney pulled up from El Segundo right there.
I think he did, yes. Heat check.
Yes, sir.
Here's Jazz Johnson. Now Jackson. Jackson splits 2 defenders high off the window, but won't go. And Hartwich with the rebound, the foul underneath. Going to be called, I believe, on Stephen Haney.
Barry, this is also a test for Portland from the standpoint that Alec Wintering, who absolutely handled the basketball, you couldn't press him, you couldn't press up on him. If they can handle the pressure that LMU is bringing, they have a chance this afternoon.
This is Ferguson. A lot put on him, just a freshman. Touch reaches in, knocks it away. Here's Brown. Brown one-on-one with Jackson. Now Touch. Touch can shoot it. Shamar Johnson. Now Haney. Good look. Comes up short. Second chance. Johnson. He'll go to the free throw line.
that pressure that LMU brings, league high. They forced 14.5 assists, and they're second in steals in WCC play.
And they call that foul on Johnson, so we're going to go the other way. Substitutions for LMU as Trevor Manuel comes into the game early, and he brings another big with him in Stefan Jovanovic. So the Lions going a little bigger here. There's Johnson, nice lead for Hartwich to the basket.
Very nice finish by Hartwich. Getting in there, Jazz Johnson dropping an absolute dime.
And a travel on Brandon Brown.
One thing that you can say, Portland last game only was able to get 41 points, but you look right here, Jazz Johnson penetrates, finds Hartwich underneath, reach up, throw it down, big fella. I like it.
Good start for the Pilots.
Well, I like the pace of the game. They're getting after it, LMU on the defensive end. Portland not backing away, trying to get up and down the court.
Get it into Ferguson. Ferguson blows by Manuel. Now Jackson. Jackson baseline, cut off nicely. Get it to Harwich. Knocked away from behind by Manuel.
Great rim protection right there, but Hartwich going up strong. Manuel with the rim protection. Get that shot out of here.
Down low, but unable to finish that time was Stefan Jovanovic.
Rashad Jackson coming in and helping the big fellas out right there with a nice little block.
Jackson again, almost forgot to take the ball with him. Now Johnson. And they're going to go the other way. Call the foul on Johnson.
Little hook, little hook, Jerry.
You know, chicken wing.
Yeah, if the ref doesn't see it, I don't know if you call it a foul.
It's not a foul if the ref doesn't see it. Terry Porter in his first year, and needless to say, did not get the best of it when his best player went down in January. And you talked about what a jolt that can be to a team.
Yes, it is really tough. When you talk about 19 points, about 6 assists a game, I mean, he is Mr. Do-It-All for the Pilots. And when you take that out of your lineup, you have to find it. And sometimes young teams like Portland they can force it. And right now they have to find who is going to be that leader for them.
Pilots getting after it defensively, especially down on the block. They are not giving anything down low to LMU. Jackson for three. Yes.
If he can knock that shot down right there, I'm telling you, because his athleticism, dribbling ability, beautiful shot by Jackson.
Only one field goal in the first 4 minutes and almost 30 seconds of this game for LMU. Here's Brown, comes behind a screen. Now Manuel.
Two teams that haven't boded extremely well in the WCC this year, Barry. But what I like is I like the competitive spirit and nature so far.
Absolutely, and that's really true up and down this conference. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll take a timeout. 15:26 remaining here in the first half. It's a 10-3 ball game and a very good start right out of the blocks for the Portland Pilots. We're coming back right after this. We welcome you back to the Gersten Pavilion. 10-3 ball game as the LMU Lions only with one field goal and having trouble hanging on to the basketball.
Yes, Portland kind of beating them at their own game. When you talk about a league high for LMU in forced turnovers of 14.5, but Portland absolutely getting after them, and LMU coughing up the basketball, and Portland taking advantage of it, Barry.
LMU has turned it over 4 times in the last 3 minutes and change.
You got to like, we mentioned before we went off air, the competitive spirit and nature, but you said it, not just right here, competitive throughout the WCC on a night-to-night basis.
Absolutely, and you know, short of maybe the top team in the conference, the Bulldogs of Gonzaga, I think any team on a given night is beatable.
Yes.
Brandon Brown just picked Taylor clean that time. Manuel to the basket, cut off and hammered in the process by Philip Hartwich.
That is the way to attack the basket, though, young fella. Go up and try to throw it down. Put the onus on the referee, Hartwich, with the foul. A little fumble of the ball. Brandon Brown picks the ball up, throws it ahead, and that is the way that you attack the basket. Try to rip it down.
Trevor Manuel, a guy who came here with some pretty serious billing. He started his collegiate career at Oregon, and Mike Dunlap is the kind of guy that if you're not getting with the program, he's not going to play you, and that's what happened to Manuel. Now, starting to get with the program and get more minutes in the process.
Ooh, that is the change of culture that Coach Dunlap is trying to get here, is understanding that there are guidelines, there are rules and regulations. If you want to get out there on that court, first of all, effort. We talked about this off camera, Barry. Effort is a skill now, and that just kind of blows my mind, but that's the first thing for Mike Dunlap.
Got a reach-in foul that time on Munis Tutu. And another turnover for Portland. Good defense that time.
Yeah, that is what LMU does. They get hands on you, they get bodies on you, they're right there when you catch it. That's the tempo and that's the pace that Mike Dunlap wants to set for his LMU team as he riles his bunch up clapping over there on the sideline.
Jeff McClendon in the ball game for, this is McClendon for LMU, not Manuel. Mike Dunlap has already played about 10 guys.
He will go very deep in the bench. Last 4 games, everybody has played there.
McClendon missed the 3. Ferguson comes out of there with the ball for the Pilots. Still only 1 field goal in this game for LMU.
When I watch Portland and I talked to Coach Porter and I said, do you get frustrated because you played at such a high level? And he said, no, we're developing a basketball IQ. It's going to take some time, and I understand that. And there's a positiveness with Coach Porter that he delivers to these young pilots.
This is Manuel. Nice lead that time for Tutu, and Tutu is hammered by Hartwich.
You said it right there. Manuel, very nice dribble penetration, but keeps his head up, sees a cutter, drops it off to him. Now you earn 2 shots at the stripe.
Second foul on Hartwich.
And that's a tough one because if he gets into some foul trouble, they lost Joseph Smoyer and to a knee injury. They're not sure exactly what it is so far, talking to Coach Porter, but he jumped off the screen when I watched tape of them. And Coach Porter said the same thing. Out of all the bigs, he had a really nice feel and basketball IQ. Unfortunately, the freshman is out for the rest of the year.
So Hartwich will leave. Ray Barreno will replace him, and he will bring Jerome Marshall with him. McClendon will leave for LMU, and Haney back into the Lions lineup.
Barreno, a junior out of Mexico, 3 points, 4 rebounds and a half a block, a physical player. He will get after it as well.
This is Jazz Johnson. LMU has to consider themselves lucky. They're only down 6 points in this game.
See, that very exactly what I asked Coach Porter about, because that's a simple pass, but it's fumbled because, you know, you got to catch that. You got to fundamentally make sure that you get it in front of your body, kind of like a catcher in baseball. Don't let it get away from you. The bottom line is if it hits you in your chest and drops in your lap, that's okay.
This is Brandon Brown. Jovanovic over Barreto, and it won't go. A long rebound tipped out to Brown for three, and that won't go, and they'll have a third chance. Brown once again guarded by Johnson, goes behind a Johnson screen. Boy Touch misses a three, and there's a lid on the basket for the Lions.
Yes, there is. That's where Boy Touch has to improve. Shooting the basketball. Athletically, he is gifted.
That was a very good pass, but no finish by Taylor, and a reach-in foul going to be called underneath on Taylor.
Taylor stretch four, kind of panicked there. You don't want to compound already a mistake by missing a short little bunny by a foul. Unfortunately, he does going the other way.
7 minutes and 10 seconds now. One field goal for the Lions, and they only trail by 6.
That is a gift, Barry. That's what you call that.
I'll say.
Now, when you're a team like LMU and you're shooting like that, what you have to figure out is how do you manufacture points. You get fouls, get in a penalty, get to the free throw line until the ball starts falling.
Boy Touch throws up almost an air ball, just caught the tip of the rim. This is Marshall now, Jackson up top.
And you know Coach Dunlap is preaching, let the defense create your offense and get after them, get some turnovers, and get out into the open court and use your athleticism.
It'll fall away, and that won't go. And here comes Brown for the Lions. 1 on 3. And a foul on Barreto. He just kind of walked into Johnson, or into Brown, I should say. We'll take a timeout. 11:59 remaining first half. Nobody's doing much business on the offensive end. 10-4 ball game. Pilots. The West Coast Conference Game of the Week is brought to you in part. The West Coast Conference Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Geico, saving you money on car insurance. And by the W.TV, all the action, anytime, anywhere. And a good look at the Santa Monica skate park. I always stop there on my way over here to the Gerson Pavilion, work on a couple of ollies.
Did you do that right there?
That actually was me. I know you find that hard to believe.
Yeah, okay, that's what those knee pads were under. Those things.
I had them on my head, actually.
Well, I would ask you if this is a misprint because LMU is 1 for 11. I believe that is 9%, and I thought that was a typo. They got to get some offense going. This zone by Portland kind of has them baffled because they haven't knocked down an outside shot as of yet.
So you have an idea they might stay in it, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
Why not? Dance with what brung you. Touch just lost the handle,
Well,
and the turnover situation has really been crazy so far.
Oh boy, 9 between both teams, 5 for Portland and 4, well.
Not 5.
Now 5, excuse me. I think Touch thought Coach Porter wanted to shoot the rock and was trying to get it to him because he could flat out stroke it.
But of those now 10 turnovers, only 3 points have been scored.
Yeah, and that is, you gotta, when the ball's turned over, it's an old drill. You go from offense or defense to offense immediately, get out, sprint the lanes, and try to convert easy buckets, especially when you're not making shots, Bill.
Well, baskets have been on an absolute premium, really, for both teams, but for LMU particularly. We're nearly midway through the first half, and there's a finish by Barreño.
Got the ball inside, nice low interior pass, but that's what you want to look for both teams. You want to get some easy buckets, loosen the defense up, and Portland is not going to come out of this zone unless they absolutely have to. If you don't make shots, they're going to stay in there.
Why not? Shamar Johnson driving on Barreño with a left hand. It won't go. And over the top foul going to be called, I believe, on Jovanovic.
Absolutely great pass by Taylor. Little bounce pass between two guys. Barreño, nice soft touch. Puts it off the glass with a kiss for 2.
Sounds like Billy Raptor here.
Well, you got to pay homage to the people that were before you. Whenever I hear it.
And there's a jam. What a finish by Touch.
I told you, do not adjust your set. That actually happened. Can you even adjust your sets nowadays? I don't think you can do that anymore. No. I just aged myself. But goodness gracious, throw it down, man. Throw it down.
Now let's see if that starts a fire underneath the Lions. I mean, 2 field goals in the first 9 minutes and 32 seconds of this game.
Goodness gracious. Just duck. Look at this, Barry. Get up. That hurts my knees just looking at it, my friend.
Boy Touch out of Omaha, Nebraska. Somehow found his way out here to LMU.
Well, you know, when you look at an athlete like that, you got to find out sometimes the athleticism can bother the fundamentals. He has to figure out a way to consistently knock down a shot, because if growing up having athleticism, if you don't figure out how to shoot, Barry, you never get the opportunity to use the athleticism, because a smart defender is just going to play 5 or 6 feet off of you and say, hey, go ahead, I'll be here picking my nails.
Let's take a quick look at the standings in the West Coast Conference. And, of course, Gonzaga and St. Mary's 1-2, and they will play tonight up in Moraga. How about the year that Kyle Smith is having in his first year at USF? 9 new players on that team, and he's got that team 18-8 and tied for 3rd place in the conference.
And you got to give him a boatload of credit. I think our producer had a typo, because I seen the dime down there at the bottom. That just did not seem right.
No, it doesn't. Well, they've been besieged with injuries.
Yes, they have. Marty Wilson will get it together.
I think he will, too. There's Touch with a 3, and all of a sudden, back-to-back field goals and a 3-point game. This will be Portland ball.
Well, you said it. Boy Touch maybe lit a fire, and a lot of times you see success, it breeds success. All of a sudden, a nice little energy play, getting some energy in the arena, and a shot falls for LMU.
And a steal, and coming to the basket for the finish is And just like that, a 1-point game.
I will tell you, it happened quickly, and before you know it,
another steal. And Touch with the lead for Brown. And LMU leads, and a quick TO from Terry Porter.
I will tell you, that's what Coach Mike Dunlap wants to see, a pressure. This is a young Portland team, and it's hard for them to stay focused with no Alec Wintering.
Well, it's defense triggering offense, as you pointed out. Take a look at these two plays.
Well, you know, Tosh says, oh, boy. Throw it down, Tosh, throw it down. And then right here, simple inbounds play. Herman goes up. Again, you got to like it. Those are easy buckets. And like we said, Barry, those are the type of things that can spawn success for a team and give them confidence on the offensive end. And then we've seen the three ball fall, and it'll continue to happen if they keep that pressure.
Well, they were hitting the water, and now a 9-0 run in the last 58 seconds. They were 2 for their first 13. They made their last 4.
So they played roughly 10 minutes and scored just a couple points, and in 58 seconds they scored 9. Go figure.
That's the game, isn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Jazz Johnson on the side, travel. And another turnover.
Now you know Coach Porter, Barry, coming out of a timeout is just going, well, he lost his hair like me already, so he can't do anything with that. But you don't want a turnover coming out of a timeout. You want to get it in and go down and run your offense.
So now Brown with another opportunity here for the Lions. Manuel working on Moreno, not giving up for Brown.
This is where the Lions struggle. See, they got him in a half-court offense. Nice little zone, matchup zone.
Travel.
Turnover. They have to figure out, how do we do the same thing in transition in a half-court offense? Movement, ball movement, player movement, screening, helping each other, try to get some easy baskets and some nice looks.
Nunes Tutu comes into the ball game now. Brings Haney with him, so Mike Dunlap looking for a little bit more from the perimeter here. He's got 2 perimeter shooters in there. Jazz Johnson might have gotten away with a double dribble there. And Haney cannot quite control it for Lmu. It'll be Portland ball.
I think a double dribble and a half suplex there.
That too, yes. Let's go to Kelly Tennant. She's got a little bit more on the junior, Stephen Haney.
Yeah, Stephen Haney, 4 of 5 for 3-pointers on Thursday against Gonzaga. That's 123 pointers that night in his career. And Coach Dunlap telling me earlier today, we got to have the 3. That was key for us against Gonzaga, and that's what got them back in the game against Portland just a little bit ago.
So far, though, Haney has been bageled from three-point land in this game. And again, a steal by Tutu. Ahead to touch. Look out!
He throws the ball down like he does not like the rim, and I like that.
Again, pressure in the backcourt. They get it ahead to Marshall. Marshall to the basket, missed the jam, but drew the foul.
May not be a lot of scoring, Barry, but it is definitely exciting. They are getting up and down, attacking the rim, attacking each other. Defense on both ends, both sides of the ball. I like it a lot.
A lot of action in this game. Incidentally, Portland, let's take another look at this before we move on.
And you see, Barry, every time when they're getting buckets, it's their defense that creates their offense. This is an open court team. They don't shoot the ball particularly well. As Kelly mentioned, they want to be able to knock down some threes.
Well, the W.TV is your home for West Coast Conference action, featuring more than 65 live West Coast Conference men's basketball games. Visit the W.TV from your browser, smartphone, tablet, or connected TV to watch out-of-market games for free. The W.TV, all the action, anytime, anywhere. So Touch will take a seat, and I don't think he'll be there for long.
Oh, no.
Up top, Tutu now.
Portland full court pressure, picking up the pressure a little bit, saying if you guys will pressure us, we're going to pressure you right back.
A number, though, I'm sure every coach would hate to see. Portland has 5 field goals and 10 turnovers today.
Why you want to bring up all the bad stuff,
I know,
Barry?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is you want that in reverse. Actually, you want to keep those turnovers down. But that is where Alec Wintering, Barry, comes in. He was the guy that set the table. You could not put this type of pressure on Alec Wintering. By himself, he would break this press, and then he's going to deliver on the other end, or he's going to set the table for somebody else.
No, that's absolutely true. And there's a reach-in foul on McClendon.
You know, when you get pressure like that, it becomes the fundamentals. When you catch the ball, you got to jump stop. You got to really pivot. Get your elbows out. Ball underneath your chin. Use your pivot. Pump fakes. Pump fakes are going to take guys on the defensive end. They're going to overplay. Nice little backdoor passes. Release the pressure and get easy baskets with that type of pressure on you.
Johnson cannot convert the free throw. So it remains a one-point game. Here's McClendon up top, Manuel. Tutu. Johansson, he can shoot it also. Manuel draws a crowd. Here's Johansson. Nice delivery that time, but Herman can't finish. And the rebound down to Marshall.
You said it, Barry. Very, very nice delivery.
Another turnover. That's the 12th turnover. McClendon to the basket with the scoop. Won't go. And a foul going to be called on Ferguson, I believe. I beg your pardon, it's on Marshall. Touch has done it all for his team. A three right there. A jam right here. And his team leads it, but only by a point. A little sloppy, but interesting. A roller coaster outside and kind of a roller coaster inside as LMU and Portland play a one-point game here. It has actually been an interesting game. If a bit of a sloppy game, it's a one-point game. It's a game that's right there, Doug, for the taking.
Yes, it is. It's going to be whoever, first of all, takes care of the basketball, but who's going to knock down some shots. That's going to be the key. And, you know, basketball is all about shot making. Whoever knocks down the shots usually wins.
I find that to be true.
Yes, sir.
Here's Brandon Brown now, guarded by Jackson. Johansson for three. They can't find him. Taylor runs the rebound down. Here's Jackson, puts it on deck, leaves it this time for Marshall. Now up top to Johnson. And a long three falls that time for Tyson. Tyson's a street shooter. If he gets it going.
Yes, he can get it going. You know, talking to Terry Porter about Tyson as well, out of Bothell, Washington. He can knock down shots, but you said it, he's streaky. And what else are you going to bring to the table is kind of how Coach said it to me, is he doesn't get to the free throw line enough. He likes to shoot the ball. They're trying to get him to use other facets of his game that he has, and he may not even know it.
So Johnson has picked up his third foul, and he will have to leave. Ferguson comes on. Well, while you watch West Coast Conference action, join the conversation all season long using hashtag WCC Hoops. And for the latest news, scores, and more, follow WCC Hoops on Twitter.
That's all I got to do is use WCC hoops.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Gets
I'm
you
in.
everything you want.
I am totally in. I think I need a Boy Touch #dunk. I know that.
That's what's brought the Lions here. Here's Marshall on the wing. Nice lead that time, but Taylor in traffic.
So when you look at that, Barry,
what
that was is they broke the press, and it turned out to be a 3-on-1, which is a very fundamental play. Terry Porter's going, guys, you got to attack the rim, make the defense commit from one side to the other, and get a layup.
There's Touch back in the lineup now. Touch has been the spark plug for LMU. Jovanovic with a hook.
Very nicely done by Jovanovic. Nice little move, sweeping hook across the middle with some nice touch on it.
Ferguson split the defenders and going to get a foul on Brown, I believe.
I will tell you, I mean, these defensive numbers for them, whether it is turnovers, whether it is block shots, they're third in the WCC in block shots at 3.9, second in steals at 7 per game, and mention a league high 14.5 turnovers that they force. LMU gets absolutely after you. I think Coach Dunlap lives with some of the fouls and the mistakes. He wants that pressure.
And there are times they've been very effective with that pressure. They have been in this game, too. They just haven't converted off the pressure.
Yes, except for Mr. Touch.
That's right. There's Jovanovic, not Touch.
One thing that I don't see right here with LMU in the offensive set versus zone, Barry, is the use of a pump fake. Because in the zone, when you pass fake the ball, the zone moves with the ball. And a lot of times, that's how you can expose an open guy and get an easy bucket down low.
Mike Dunlap applauding Manuel that time for getting on the floor after the ball.
Coach Dunlap, he looks like he's about 25 years old over there, the way he's running up and down the sideline and encouraging his guys, and they're playing with that same type of vigor and energy.
As we said, you know, he's kind of the coach's coach. I mean, he lives and breathes the game of basketball.
Lifer.
Yeah, lifer. That's exactly right. And you have an idea, once he gets his guys in here, and he seems to have a pretty good handle on that right now, this team is going to be something to deal with.
And he has a vested interest because he was once an LMU alum.
Right.
So coming back to your stomping ground, you want success for this team. So he has given it his heart and soul.
And all of us who have been around for a little bit remember the great teams here under Paul Westhead, and this place used to rock.
Yeah, I was playing against them then, and I will tell you, sometimes they would let you score, Barry, just so they could go to the other end and launch them. The great Bo Kimball, obviously Hank Gathers, Terrell Lowry, just so many great players. Tragic with Hank, but I will tell you, he leading the nation in scoring and rebounding. One heck of a ball club.
And one heck of a guy.
Yes, sir.
So we're tied at 19 with 5:15 remaining here in the first half. Touch up top, not 2-2.
Well, you got to anticipate that this is going to be a close ball game. LMU, they call them the Cardiac Lions because they've had 14 games that have just absolutely come down to the last shot. They're 6 and 8 in those games, but they will get your heart rate going.
Absolutely, and there's another turnover. Here's 2-2, lead for Touch.
He can absolutely finish. He attacks the rim. He understands that he is going strong. You're either going to foul him or he's going to finish.
Another turnover. Here comes Brown this time on the wing. Brown all the way. Tried to leave it that time for Herman. Might have overpassed.
See, that's where Portland has to take advantage because now they let the LMU defense get set up. You got to break. You got to find a way to trust your ball handling, trust your fundamentals, and get down the court and get an easy bucket.
It's an offensive foul on Marshall.
Barry, 1st and 10, going the other way.
Going the other way. Good job by Tutu to get the feet down and take the charge.
Oh, yes. I will tell you, now they got all types of pads underneath those jerseys, but that can hurt sometimes.
Yes, I'm sure it did. I would never stand in front. I mean, I was just Olay.
I'm telling you, you know, they talk about flopping, but if you try to take a charge in front of Shaq, I was never taking the full hit.
I don't think so.
No, I'm selling that thing, man.
If I were playing against Shaq, I would fall down during the introductions.
I mean, one heck of a player, but a just huge man.
Yes. Touch, good look. Yes, sir.
It looks like, Barry, that if you allow him to get his feet set, he has a pretty good stroke and can knock it down.
He's got 12 in the ballgame, and there's another Portland turnover. So Boy Tosh has been the offense without question for LMU. He's got 12 points in the ballgame. He's been key on defense as well. 17 first-half turnovers for the Portland Pilots, and now they trail LMU by 7. Beautiful day here in Southern California. Beautiful day so far for the hometown LMU Lions. They lead by 7 and have forced 17 turnovers. Boy Toch, Doug, has been the man.
He is. He is attacking the rim, getting after it. And once you start doing stuff like that, that rim gets a little big, knocking down the 3-ball. Nice little dime that he drops right there. He's showing you his all-around game. And, of course, throw it down, man. Throw it down. He is doing it. And 12 big points from him, 5 for 7. And LMU couldn't score early, but that pressure got him going.
And 17 turnovers for the Pilots.
What'd you say, Barry?
Help things. 17, count them, 17.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That is a lot.
But again, you can't emphasize enough they're playing without a point guard that has led them for the last 3 years.
Yes, and he is poised. He can absolutely score the basketball as well.
As McClendon missing the shot, it's going to remain LMU basketball.
And to further expound on that, when you talk about Terry Porter's Pilot Club, when they lost Alec Wintering, they were already set in the way that they played and how they played, Barry. And then all of a sudden, it's like a shock to your system. Look, guys, you're going to have to handle the ball more. I'm going to need you to initiate the offense, talking about Jazz and all these different guys that are trying to figure it out on the fly.
And it's almost like auditions at the point guard. Right now, Xavier Hallinan is on the floor. He's had very limited playing time.
You know, when it comes to this type of pressure, though, I said it before, what you want to do is you want to calm down and breathe. You want to, don't run from the pressure. Accept the pressure and know that if two guys are on you, Barry, guess what? Somebody's open, and you got to find that guy.
Starting to happen now for LMU. Remember, there was a point where between the two teams, they had 9 turnovers and only 3 points off turnovers, but now LMU has converted 19 points off of Portland turnovers. They only have 26 in the game.
Yeah, 25 turnovers between the two clubs, and Portland's going to have to find their rhythm and accept the pressure. And you know, Terry Porter is going to figure out the right recipe for his guys today.
He's got some guys coming in next year. It's going to be a very different look to this Portland team in the 2017-18 season.
Yes, they have 4 big recruits as well as 2 of his sons.
As Jackson goes between 2 pilots, and that is rejected by Herman, but it's run down that time by Maker. Here is Maker down low, draws a crowd, comes up short, and the rebound down in the hands of Herman. Quick outlet, Tutu leaves to McClendon, too far underneath.
So also,
gets it out of there.
Barry, also when you look at this LMU pressure, what Portland has to understand is you don't beat pressure with the dribble. You beat pressure with the pass because the ball moves faster than the man does, and they're doing a little bit too much dribbling. Pass the basketball, quick passes.
And just not able to get into their offense at all. This is Hallinan. Good switch that time by LMU to the basket. Maker is hammered.
Decapitated, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps.
That was a grown man foul right there. Nice pump fake by Maker, gets down into the lane, and Herman lays the wood on him.
So both these coaches playing a lot of bodies.
Well, at this type of frenetic pace, you're going to have to play a lot of bodies because guys are going to get tired. But when you talk about Coach Porter, what he's trying to figure out, I think he's more or less playing the bodies because he's trying to find somebody who's not going to turn the ball over. Whereas with LMU and Coach Dunlap, this is how he does it. I mean, he's line shifting like we're in the National Hockey League or something.
Although in this game, it has been Terry Porter who's played 10 bodies, and Mike Dunlap's only played 9 so far.
Only 9.
Yeah, only 9. That's not a rotation. That's a parade.
This is true.
Now he's got his 9th player on the floor now, actually. Shamar Johnson picked up some early fouls and hasn't had much playing time in this game. Haney, Brown, good look for 3.
You know, if Brown and Touch, if they continue to knock down threes, Coach Porter is going to have to come out of the zone, pick them up man to man, try to let the pressure and let his defense create some of his offense.
Maker up on a high block. Jackson. Now Tyson. Tyson, a floater, it won't go, but he will go to the line.
Nice aggressive move by Tyson. The little pump fake at the three-point line. May have shuffled his feet, gets inside, gets the harm at the line. 4-2.
Minute and 2 seconds remaining first half. 30-21 ball game. And remember, LMU had 1 field goal almost at the midway point of this first half.
And then there was an explosion.
Yeah.
But again, allowing their defense to create their offense, getting out. Now they got some Uncle Mo, meaning momentum going. Can they continue it on throughout the half?
Well, what has worked for them has been defense triggering offense. Haven't been able to do much in offensive sets, but off of turnovers, they're getting the job done, and they lead it by 7.
Well, initially, the zone really frustrated LMU because they weren't shooting the ball, but then all of a sudden they got some turnovers, they got no open court, started scoring, and then the confidence started building. Tots knocking down 3-pointers, Brandon Brown knocking down 3-pointers, and when that starts happening, it gives everybody confidence.
Yeah, between Brown and Tots, 22 of the 30 points that LMU has scored here in the first half. 7-point lead is a very tenuous lead in this game.
Yes, because there are going to be some turnovers, I'm thinking. Just,
there's a chance.
I don't know. I'm checking my crystal ball here, and I'm thinking.
That's why you're an expert analyst.
So if there are going to be those turnovers, what you got to figure out is how do you create easy baskets? And that is getting out and running and, of course, sticking to your fundamentals.
Jazz Johnson, incidentally, who was averaging 15.5 points a game coming into this game, has not scored, and the only stat he has is 3 fouls.
Yeah, well, and he's a ball handler, because when Wintering went out, he's accepted some of that role of running the ball club, and he's been doing a fair job of it. But with 3 fouls, Coach Porter can't risk it.
Touch again to the basket. Good job from behind by Taylor. The touch comes around and converts. There's a trap again.
Yeah, Portland has to see that if LMU has 3 players in the backcourt, they have to get the ball down the floor.
Maker for 3.
Oh, big shot.
Nice stroke, too.
Oh, yes, it was. Puts it with 6 with 12 seconds left. That was a big shot. 9 and 6 is a big difference.
So Brown will handle the last shot himself, except he isn't going to get it off. Here's Hallinan will throw it up from midcourt. It's not going to get there. So the first half comes to an end, and it had a little bit of everything. I'll say that. It's a 32-26 ball game. LMU has the lead in this game, but remember, they had only 1 field goal in the first almost 10 minutes. Let's go right now to Kelly Tennant, who's with Coach Mike Dunlap. Kelly?
Coach, Boy Tosh seems to light a fire under your team. What do you like they were able to do? They had control in that first half, so we have to do a better job of changing the tune on them.
All right, thanks very much, Kelly, and we'll see if Terry Porter can get his players to do that. It's sound advice, needless to say.
Yes, it is. It's easier said than done, Barry, but if anybody can do it, Terry Porter has the skills.
Terry Porter will play Jazz Johnson, but he's going to play him off the ball here as Hallinan remains at the point.
And that's where Jazz was playing when Alec Wintering was still playing this year. And that's probably the most comfortable position for him.
Johnson runs down that long pass. LMU switches defensively very well.
Yes, they do. Aggressive style. Switch to the body, hands active, trying to strip the ball.
Hallinan to the basket, missed the shot, but a second chance, and Hartwich throws it to where Taylor was, but Taylor was on his way to the basket.
Yeah, that's where you got to have some patience and poise. Use your pivot, relax. Don't just panic and throw the ball. Make sure that you see the person and they see you, and drop it down.
This is Brown, now Haney. And Toch, who was the difference maker in the first half. Brown, baseline, leave it nicely for Johnson. He couldn't finish.
Yeah, he couldn't finish, but you can see Brandon Brown. He is the absolute motor. He is the swizzle stick that stirs the coffee here.
Very much a success story. We mentioned it earlier. Got in a lot of trouble and spent some time in jail and was given a second chance, and he's made absolutely the most of his second chance, and he's become a role model for a lot of at-risk kids.
And that's what you want to see. Somebody who gets a second chance, he's come to college on time to graduate, just a good kid. And you look at the way that he plays, he respects what he has, comes out every day, and plays his heart out.
Absolutely. Tough effort that time, down low by Jackson, but he bailed himself out by getting fouled.
Well, that's what you want to do, because Coach Porter understands, and his team has to understand, you have to manufacture points. You want to get fouled, therefore you're going to be in the penalty, and when this pressure gets on you, then you use their pressure against them and hopefully draw some fouls and get to the free throw line going down the stretch.
Jackson rolls the first in, making a 5-point game. 9 of 11 at the free throw line for the Pilots, and that too is a difference in the game.
Yes. I mean, shooting the ball, if they can knock it down, I mean, obviously they have been shooting better than LMU throughout the year, especially when Alec Wintering is playing. When LMU can shoot the basketball with this type of pressure and athleticism, they are a formidable opponent.
Herman on the floor now with 3 fouls. He picked up his 3rd in that last sequence. Here's Touch for three. Got another one.
You know, Barry, you can't let him get his feet set. I mean, with that type of athleticism, you don't really want to run him off the line, but you're going to have to because he's knocking him down.
Going to get Johnson on a little reach in. Second foul, second personal foul on Johnson. He will leave. Manuel will come back, but Clendon will come back, and Haney will leave for Mike Dunlap's Lions. And Jackson throws it away. Another turnover. Here comes Touch. 3-on-2. Touch thought about the opportunity, Jay, and now he's going to thought about it again. Thought about it twice, passed it up twice.
Yes, he did. He was trying to strike the lighter to see if he could get a heat check, but he decided not to.
Probably because his coach is behind him saying, take that shot, you lose your scholarship. Manuel is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line.
Very nicely done. Put the onus on the referee. Go in there strong, power up, and he gets a call at the charity stripe for 2.
So Trevor Manuel, who was a 4-star recruit, all-state player at Everett High School in Michigan, where that guy Magic Johnson happened to go to school.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Remember him?
Yeah, oh boy, do I ever.
He could play. He was good.
Growing up, everybody go to the playground. I'm Magic right now.
Yeah, exactly.
CBS, tape-delayed games. Can you imagine tape-delayed games? Oh my goodness.
I can't. Somebody once said about Magic Johnson, I haven't seen it with too many players since then, that he gives you a matchup problem before he walks on the floor.
Oh boy, I would tell you, 6'9", handled the ball, and then after he got with Larry, I mean, really learned how to shoot the basketball, but just the ability to take a group of guys, galvanize them together, and come at you as one unit. Not to mention, he had a couple players on this team.
Yes, he did. Yes, I remember those guys.
Worthy, you remember that guy?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Got a foul on Barreño here away from the ball.
Barreño is not afraid to get a foul. He will put some wood on you, and you like that physicality on the interior, though.
Brown inbounds from Manuel. Brown pulls the trigger for 3. It won't go. There's Touch again with an offensive rebound.
Top floor elevator.
I'll say. And a turnover. Here comes Jackson all the way the other way. Got a man behind him and scored. Nice effort that time by Jackson.
The Pilots needed that because the game was starting to get away. 9 points, now back down to 7. It's manageable.
And Manuel throws it away.
As we talked about, there might be a turnover or 2 in this second half.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
These are the opportunities for Portland, though. They have to go down. They have to execute, be fundamentally sound, penetrate, use the aggressiveness of LMU against them by pass fakes, pump fakes, and draw some fouls.
A little bit better against that press here in the second half than they were in the first. There's Johnson trying to leave it there. That's a tough pass. And Barreño, he hit every side, but it went down.
Looky what I found.
Go watch.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Touch open for 3.
Portland slowly creeping back in the game. And you see right here a nice pass by Jazz Barreño. Beautiful footwork, touches every part of the 10, Barry, and goes in for it.
Touch with another steal and a great save in the process. And then they throw it away.
I don't know if the steal was better or the dismount over the chairs and then back over. Mary Lou Retton would be proud of him.
I gave it a 10.
Creates a steal, up and over, quickly, back, up and over. That is a 10, Barry, if I ever seen one.
and he was rewarded with a turnover. Here comes Jackson.
Yes, you're correct, Barry. Handling the pressure a lot better in this second half.
Taylor had a great look, couldn't finish, and the rebound to Manuel.
Can't ask for anything better. Feet square, nice look, rattled around, didn't go in. Coach Porter has to be happy with a good look like that.
Here's 2-2. Now Manuel posting up. Up top, 2-2 for 3-3.
I like it. Very nicely done. This is where you got to attack. After that first pass, when you get double teamed, that is where you expose the pressure.
Nice leave that time by Johnson, and the finish underneath by Barango.
Yeah, you see Coach Porter over there pacing but clapping. He likes what he sees. Guys are attacking the pressure and he's finding ways to score.
Herman with the left hand. A little more offense on both sides here in the second half.
Oh, yes. Way more concise offensively.
Taylor down low, swatted away by Manuel. Back into the hands of Herman. Here's 2-2. Manuel, good look for 3. Herman with an offensive rebound and a reach-in foul. See who that foul's against. It could be against Johnson. If it is, it's his 4th. We'll take a timeout. 14:59 remaining to be played in the ball game. LMU has stretched it out to an 8-point lead. It's a 42-34 ball game. Just under 15 minutes remaining to be played. They call that foul on Barango, his 2nd.
Was that hashtag WCC Hoops?
On which one?
The hashtag WCC Hoops?
I think so, yeah. Welcome back. The Lions leading by 8 now, just under 15 minutes remaining to be played. Let's take a look at our defensive play of the game. It's brought to you by Geico. One 15-minute call can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. And there it was, the block by Manuel, and it started a fast break. Again, the block and keeping it in play. Herman comes away with it, starts a fast break for LMU.
Very nicely done. I like the physical style. Herman on the defensive end down here, but also crashing the boards down here and putting pressure on the Pilots. A couple plays ago, he got a foul. That time, he absolutely caused LMU to get the ball back.
You can see the skill level of Manuel. We mentioned earlier he was a top recruit, started at Oregon. That didn't work out for him. He came down here, and he was slow getting into the rhythm of how Mike Dunlap wants the game to be played, but you can just see it coming for him.
On cue, you can see him. I mean, mid-range, he looks comfortable. His athleticism, obviously his size, and as he continues to grow into it, yeah, he has some talent. Portland in the second half, still 4 for 6 from the three-point line, but they are shooting 60% from the field, 3 for 5, making some shots and breaking the pressure.
So once again, the onus falls on Portland to answer here. They are down 8. There's never been a double-digit lead in this game for either team.
You might have just jinxed them.
It could be.
Taking their time, running their offense, nice movement.
Again, a good switch by LMU. And a foul going to be called on Tutu, or I beg your pardon, on Brown.
That pressure, nice jump stop on the catch. The pressure gets a little bit overdone, creates a foul. And if they continue that way, Portland will get into the bonus pretty soon.
This is Johnson. Johnson again draws a crowd. The whistle blows and we're going to get a foul, and I think they're going to call Haney on this foul. Or a manual, perhaps.
Yeah, but you know, Coach Dunlap loves to see that. You can see him saying, where is the foul? Because first one to the floor, Barry, usually wins, and he likes to see it out of his players.
Yep, absolutely.
Come on, D-Bro!
This is Ferguson now back at the point. Now Johnson.
See, which Barry, it allows Johnson to get off the ball. He catches it on the weak side as opposed to having to control the ball the whole time. They catch him. Now he can glance off and use that body. He draws another foul, and Portland inching closer to that penalty that could really, really help them.
Jovanovic killed me of the foul. 6-team foul already, and a long way to go here. And another near turnover, but Johnson wrestles it away.
Johnson, hold man.
And finally, going to get a travel call.
You can feel that pressure from LMU starting to ramp up right there. They're looking, if a player turns his back, I'm sure that's their key. If you see his numbers or the back of his jersey, attack him.
Well, that's a Mike Dunlap team. I mean, that's what he wants. He wants his players to get dirty. I don't mean physically dirty, but get on the floor.
Yes, get after. Is there another way?
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
And Touch took the extra step that time. I didn't really see it, but I'm going to take Ken Doty's word for it.
Yes, he's usually on par with the right call.
Good referee.
Yes, sir. Good pressure by LMU. Portland gets the ball. Jazz Johnson brings it up. And this is where Portland, down 8 still, has to start to make a little bit of a move, Barry.
Well, Taylor had a good look that time, passed up the tray. Now Jackson for 3. Rebound down to Brown. Brown, a little crossover, but he carried.
Anybody in here was too fond of that call.
We have a lot of referees in here, don't we?
Yes, I hear quite a few, but none of them have a whistle, interestingly enough.
Or a striped jersey, I don't know.
Portland has really handled the pressure in the second half a lot better. You have to know that Terry Porter came up with something and said, look, guys, you take your time. The pressure is there to disrupt you, but you have to have patience and poise and take your time. And as I say that,
just like that.
Just like that.
Mike Dunlap, incidentally, is toying with a tee here. He's doing a lot of carping at the officials. Touch with a good look. Halfway down, came out.
Yes, feet set, really good look.
And a reach-in foul.
Yes, handling the pressure again. Nice little dribble, causing the foul. And He's at the penalty. He's at the free throw line with the penalty now for the rest of the half. And this is the way that Portland can now manufacture points if they take their time. And you still have to be aggressive. You don't want to be passive. You still have to be aggressive, though.
It's absolutely right. And they are a good free throw shooting team. At least they are tonight.
Yes. You know how it goes.
I did it to him, didn't I?
Hey, it's okay. It happens.
Here's Brown, comes behind the screen.
Boy, is he quick.
Got an injury here, too. Brown comes up. Hurting a little bit, but he seems okay.
Yeah, shake it off. Shake it off.
It's interesting. Brown was talking to one of the officials about the fact that the court's a little bit slippery, and sure enough.
Oh, yeah, he kind of ran to his thigh, Ferguson's thigh, and that can hurt a little bit.
I think we're going to get an official's timeout here because I think they are going to heed what Brandon Brown was talking about, and that is that there's some wet spots on this floor, so we're going to get a timeout.
Brandon Brown, kind of like Alec Wintering, can be a one-man offense because he penetrates, causes the defense to have to help, and he's a willing passer. Kicks it out, finds guys like Tosh spotting up, feet set, knocking down shots. And, you know, when we were talking earlier, Mike Dunlop said if they can knock down shots when Kelly reported, that is something that they absolutely need as a three ball to go down.
Terry Porter, he's got to feel his team is still in it despite being down 8 points here.
Yes, and despite at the same time having 22 turnovers to still be in the game.
Next Thursday, watch the Lions take on St. Mary's.
And now I think we're going to get our TV timeout here. So we get a timeout on top of a timeout. And with that, we'll take a timeout as well. 12 minutes, 28 seconds remaining to be played in the ball game. It is a 42-34 game. LMU over Portland, and still a long way to go here. Almost 12 and a half minutes. Portland will be at the free throw line the rest of the way. Don't go away. We're coming back.
Please give a round of applause for this tremendous academic achievement, your women's cross-country team.
We were talking earlier about Terry Porter's recruits, and he's got some good recruits coming in, but Kelly Tennant, in some cases, he doesn't have to go past his living room to recruit.
No, he made it kind of easy on himself, guys. Made it a family affair as he came into Portland, brought his sons Malcolm and Franklin, both redshirting for him. Franklin transferred after 1 year at St. Mary's, and then Malcolm, a great recruit out of Oregon. So keeping it tight in the family, but like you said, they have 4 recruits coming next season that rank 17th nationally nationally by Hoop Scoop. So that's going to be really interesting to see the way Terry Porter is able to rebuild this program, get some new, young, fresh blood in there, and see what he can do.
I'll tell you what, Doug, I mean, this conference, it's very good at the top right now, but you have an idea, it's going to be pretty good, maybe 1 through 10.
Yes, it is going to step up. And to Kelly's report, I asked Terry, do they call you dad or do they call you coach? He said, at practice they call me coach, and at home they call me dad.
It's Coach Dad.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this conference, Gonzaga has really set it ablaze of recent, and then you bring in BYU, obviously St. Mary's with their connection to the land down under in Australia has really set some things up.
Here's what Terry Porter has coming in. Tahiro Dibate. I'm going to learn to pronounce that name by next year. Austin Stone. He's got 2 other recruits plus his sons, and it's going to be a very different look in Portland.
Yeah, Austin Stone, a JC transfer, 6'9", power forward. You know, talking to Terry, he said he kind of has that nasty about him, and that's something that you need.
There's another turnover, but no finish by Brandon Brown. So again, the Pilots dodge a bullet. You know, and that same thing could be said. Herb Sendick is bringing a couple of tough guys from the East Coast in as well. Two Jersey guys. Jersey guys.
Yes, right up Herb's alley, and you got to know Brownridge being a senior up there, passing 2K in points.
Yeah,
and that kid can put up some numbers. So this WCC conference is going to get a lot more. It's already competitive, but a lot more competitive, and the talent continues to rise.
Yeah, Kyle Smith at USF. He doesn't have any seniors this year. He's got one of the Bay Area players of the year coming out of Oakland Tech. Understand the very good player. No seniors.
In 118 games.
Yep.
First year.
Yep.
Go figure.
9 new players.
Good stuff in the Bay Area.
And St. Mary's only loses 1 senior.
You know, I just love the way that they play the game, the style of draw and kick and taking your time and poise, and then the skill level. Just good stuff up there in Moraga.
And I'll correct myself, 2 seniors. They lose Rayhan and Pinot.
Okay. Still.
Yeah, pretty good. Haney for 3. With a man in his face.
As the lead starts to creep up a little bit as it goes over 10.
Well, the guys that you expect to score for Portland just aren't doing it.
Yeah, Jazz Johnson and Gabe Taylor combined for only 3 points on just 5 field goals attempted for Portland. This is something that you don't see from them, but it's the pressure that's getting to them. And I don't mean pressure like the game, pressure like bodies flying at you.
I'll tell you, there's hardly a possession that goes by. There's Johnson's first score of the game.
He heard me. He heard me. Very
he did.
Doug Christie, be quiet. Take this in your mouth.
But there's hardly a possession that Portland has where one of the Lions doesn't get a hand on the ball.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see. You got to know Coach Dunlap. He wants pressure. He wants deflections. He wants you getting after it, and that's what LMU is doing.
Johnson that time split the defenders, but they're going to go the other way.
Oh.
Foul's going to be on Johnson. It's going to be his 4th.
That was a tough call for him right there. He was using that big body. He reminds me of a smaller version of, give me the first name, Bagley from BC.
Yes, and I don't remember his
first name, but that built like that.
Right.
John Bagley.
Thank you.
Oh boy, and he played for the Boston Celtics. Yeah, that same strong guard.
That time going hard to the basket was McClendon, but he couldn't get it to fall, and Hartwick comes up with the rebound. So still, the Pilots have not allowed this lead of LMU's to get to double digits.
Yeah, Gabe Taylor.
I beg your pardon. I was never very good at math. It's 11 points right now. Still not very good at math. It's 10 points.
Yeah, Jazz Johnson, hitting the shot, getting going. But really, they're going to need Gabe Taylor to step up. He's a stretch four. He knocks down shots, but he's really going to have to take the physicality and the pressure of this defense. He's going to have to accept it and understand that this is what it's going to be and start to knock down some shots for his team.
So now the reason I said 11 points, I'm going to cop out here, is that the scoreboard shows 11 points.
There is no cop in that because I looked up and saw the same thing. I just kept my mouth shut.
Our guys in the truck got it right there.
As they always do. Incredible support staff.
One dribble, Jovanovic.
Nice power move, great interior passing, did the right thing. Put it down, make a little closer shot, and use the glass.
They are still defending end-to-end.
Yes, they are. They are getting after it. But that's how you break it. You got to advance the basketball.
Tyson a little bit short with that shot. Here comes Brown. 3-on-3. Brown on the wing.
Man, he puts pressure on the defense.
Haney, good look for three. Halfway down, came out. Second chance for Prendon. Jovanovic. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Lions they're starting to feel it. The pride is rallying.
Yes, they're roaring.
Yeah, see, when you look at Portland now, Alec Wintering can do that. He can break the press with the dribble. You don't want to break it with the dribble. You want to break it with the pass. Kicks the ball to the corner. Bang! Knocked down. I heard that net pop all the way over here, Barry.
30-second timeout.
Jovanovic, a nice player, transferred from Hawaii, a graduate of Hawaii, came over here, played for Mike Dunlap. His team leads it right now by 14. I got the math right. We're coming back. Ball game for LMU, 8:23 remaining to be played in the game, and again it's a case of defense triggering offense, and 17 steals in this game for the Lions.
Oh boy, on the playground, you know what that's called? Cookies! And boy, oh boy, they are converting and turning their defense into offense on almost every steal. They are converting. Big, giant numbers, 22 points off of turnovers, and LMU is getting after it there.
You know, the other thing they're doing, too, is boarding really well.
Oh, man, Portland, 0. I'll say that again, Barry, 0.
How many
second chance points.
0, huh?
Yeah, that is never going to cut it. You got to get some easy buckets. They are now in the penalty, been in the penalty for a few minutes, so this is an area where they can allow that LMU aggressiveness in the favor of Portland to get to the line and also score with this clock stopped.
So Marshall gets both free throws.
Listen, he's seen the back of his jersey, go over on the sideline, use that as an extra defender, trap him.
Here's Xavier Pallanan, a sophomore out of Portland. Taylor thought about it, now puts it on the deck, takes it all the way to the basket and draws the foul.
Yeah, well, you know, he had a good look at the shot right there. The fact, Barry, that he got to the free throw line, I'm not really mad at him now. You know why? Because as a shooter, he's going to get 2 looks at this right here, and if one goes in, that's all a shooter needs. Nice pump fake by Gabe Taylor to the rack. Harm, now he gets 2 looks. If he can put these down as a shooter, all of a sudden he'll start feeling, you know, a little swagger. The rim gets a little bigger, and all of a sudden, splash down.
Well, if he makes this, it's a 10-point ball game. Still plenty of time left, 8 minutes, 2 seconds. Quiet afternoon so far for Taylor, but he does have 10 boards.
That always helps. Coach will say, you know what, some nights you're not going to shoot the ball well, but I want to see you in there on the boards. Averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds on the season, so he's up on the boards, down on the points.
And a 10-point ball game, so Portland's still hanging around here.
Yes, they are. You know, a little 4-0 run, 6-0 run. All of a sudden, you know, LMU hasn't shot the ball just absolutely great, especially at the beginning of the game. And that pressure, you know what that does? It can bust some pipes, Barry.
There's a rejection by Hartwitz, but it comes right back to Manuel. He can't get it to go as the shot clock wound down.
Got to push it now. Got to push it. Yeah, don't take your time. Try to get numbers if you can. Get easy buckets. Being in the penalty right now is a big bonus for Portland.
And they're in double bonus now. There was a lazy pass. And it's another turnover.
Oh, is that an apple?
Manuel came down that time. That was probably his biggest mistake.
Oh, my goodness. You got to put that one in, young fella.
So again, the Pilots dodge a bullet.
Yes. It whizzed right by. I heard it whizzed right by their ear, man.
Here's Tyson. He leaves for Hartwig. Now Marshall. Marshall picked clean that time by McClendon. And then reaches over the top and travel. So the travel, I think, is going to go against LMU, I believe.
Yes.
So Portland will maintain possession. A 10-point ball game. 6:42 remaining to be played. You might want to stick around. It may not be over yet. Welcome back. 10-point ball game. 6:42 remaining. Barry Tompkins, Doug Christie telling you about it from here at the Gersten Pavilion. LMU has gotten into this lead, which was as many as 14 points, mainly by their defense. They have 19 steals in this game. And even with that, you got to say that Portland still has a legitimate chance in this game, despite the fact it's 10 points.
Well, Barry, Portland in the second half, 4 for 8, shooting 50%. But this number is not a typo. I'm about to tell you, Barry. 30 turnovers for the Pilots. I know Terry Porter as a point guard is just not happy with that, but they are hanging around.
Marshall had a little bunny that time and couldn't get it to go, but they're going to get Manuel reaching in on Gabe Taylor, and that's going to put Taylor at the line for 2.
And I'm telling you, Barry, it's scary when you put a shooter at the free throw line. He knocked down 2 last time. He's going to get there again. If he knocks down these 2, all of a sudden, he's going to get a confidence. And if you let him get open and knock down a 3, oh boy, we might have a ball game.
Taylor gets the first. Hey, watch live games and get scores, stats, news, and more. Download the free West Coast Conference app today from iTunes or Google Play. The all-new WCC app available for Apple and Android tablets and smartphones. Taylor rolls another one in.
Down to 8 points. And, you know, what's going to happen is the pressure is going to start mounting on Loyola Marymount in Portland, staying in this zone, which is going to say, look, you guys are going to have to knock down a jump shot unless you let the little man in the paint.
What was the hang time on that?
I don't know, but you know what he said? Like George Gervin, hey, you can't jump higher than that ball, big fella.
Hartwick was there, and Hartwick's no small guy.
Ooh, boy, he brought rain down on top of it.
He's 7'1". He had to get that shot over him.
Oh, man, that was up by the shot clock. Very well done.
So 3-point play, it could be called a better time for the Lions.
Yes, that was a absolutely big basket. Pushes it back to double-digit lead, 55-44.
Almost another steal, and we say hello to Boy Touch. Even closer than we might have wanted to say hello to him.
No doubt, it was a pleasure to meet you. Barry, I know you could take a hit, not a problem.
You see me move out of there? I was going backward when I saw him run over past the midcourt line.
Anticipation.
Gonna get a foul from behind on Hartwich.
That's a tough one. Puts him at the line. And can Herman knock down free throws? This is gonna may come down to a little bit of a free throw shooting contest. Who is going to knock him down? A 9-point lead for Loyola right now.
Well, there's a number that you talked of earlier in the game, but it hasn't gotten any better.
Oh, man, 30 turnovers, 24 field goals attempted for Portland. That means you've turned the ball over more than you've shot the ball, and that is an absolute no-no. I would rather a bad shot than a turnover sometimes. Just come down and jack it up.
Yeah, exactly. Hartwich incidentally fouled out of the game. Well, that's exactly what happened right there. Jackson converts.
Yeah, nice move by Jackson, and you're going to need more of that if you want to stay in this ball game.
It's a 7-point game, Doug.
Good defense by Portland. They're active hands. They're getting after it right now.
Herman got away. No, he didn't get away with that. I was going to say, I thought it was an offensive foul, actually.
That would be a hippity hop through the barbershop.
Yes, in fact, that's what it was.
Where's he at? Did he get his hair cut? Well, coach said, come sit by me.
No player wants to hear that, do they?
No, they do not.
Here's Johnson, goes behind the back, leaves it for Taylor.
Yeah, that's where Taylor is going to find one here pretty soon.
Big possession right here for the Pilots.
Yes.
Johnson, he had to go to low, couldn't get it to go. Haney runs the rebound down.
Wasn't a turnover.
It was not a turnover. Woo! The reverse a little bit short. Jackson gets it out of there for the Pilots. Another opportunity here with 4:40 remaining in the game.
Just got to keep hanging around. Great pass.
Jackson to the basket, too hard off the window, and Haney with the rebound.
Terry Porter's asking for a foul right there. He may get a technical. Maybe not.
It's good for the officials to turn their back on that.
Yes, because there was a lot of contact there. A smart play, though, by Brandon Brown, just to stop in front of the big guy. He said, my brakes are better than your brakes. I'm a Porsche, you're a truck, and he ran over him. Oh, a little testy, little testy. Jazz Johnson and Brandon Brown getting into, you know, kind of shaking hands, but kind of not shaking hands there.
Jazz Johnson said, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
A little competitive spirit in the gym. I like that,
it's
Barry.
all okay. I think it's all right.
Get after it. And then shake hands when you're done.
Another turnover. Well, they're going to say it's off of LMU, so the Pilots will get away with one here.
There's a little bit of panic in Portland when they handle the ball, and these are young players, but you got to stop and take a look and see what's ahead of you.
Here's Johnson pushing it, spins it away and scores.
A little razzle, a little dazzle, a little kiss for two from Jazz Johnson.
Back to a 7-point game, so the Pilots still hanging around. Nice dish that time by Brown to Jovanovic for the finish.
Oh, beautifully done, beautifully done.
Push foul on Jovanovic. We'll take a timeout with 3 minutes, 59 seconds remaining to be played. It's a 9-point LMU lead. But Portland will be going to the free throw line for a pair when we come back to the Gerson Pavilion. Interesting, if sloppy, ball game. We're coming back. Just under 4 minutes remaining to be played in this ballgame. 59-50, the Loyola Marymount Lions leading the Portland Pilots. Pilots will be at the free throw line. Jazz Johnson at the line.
Barry, Portland could just shoot the basketball instead of turning it over. They're shooting 50% in the second half, 7 for 14. They just got to get it up there, get across and launch it, get in the paint, kick it out to somebody.
And Johnson rolls it in. So it's still not over here.
Not a chance. 3:59, 8 points, could be 7. This is a ball game.
Seven-point game.
Got to get a stop. One stop at a time. You got to deny Brandon Brown, though, because he is the guy that makes everything happen with his speed and aggressiveness, getting into the paint. He's finding guys for wide open shots.
Going to use the clock a little bit here, though. Now 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Brown for 3, a long one. Couldn't quite get it. Here comes Johnson, another opportunity here.
Big possession.
On the wing, it goes reverse by Hallinan.
Nicely done, Barry. Nicely done.
A 5-point game and a near turnover.
Coach called timeout immediately, Barry.
Get the ball out of that guy's hands.
Yes, sir.
So Mike Dunlap wants to talk it over, settle his team down, and likewise Terry Porter, I'm sure, is saying, we're still in this, let's keep playing.
Oh, yes, and the fact that you're going to go to the free throw line, they've been shooting good free throws, but when you talk about Mike Dunlap, he wants to manage this game. He says, look, guys, we have a lead. Slow down, take your time, get the ball in whose hands? You get the ball in Brandon Brown's hands. Let him make the decision for the team and set the table. I'm sure out of this timeout, that's exactly where he's going to go.
Let's take a look at the schedule for what's coming up here tonight. It's going to be BYU and USF, and of course the game up top, that is Gonzaga at St. Mary's, and that's a huge game, needless to say.
Oh yeah, they've been up there in Moraga all day, and it will be a good one.
Pilots on a 16-7 run over the last 5 minutes, so LMU needs an answer here, and Haney gives it to him, but I think they're going to say no basket.
Nice jump stop, but you stepped on the line, which was caused by the pressured defense by the Portland Pilots.
Now they get the ball in the hands of Johnson. They've been letting Johnson handle it.
This is a big possession right here.
I'll say.
I think Portland's probably thinking too, hey man, we got the ball in, they weren't pressuring us, now you're going to let them set up in their defense. But LMU has to be careful. There is a bit of pressure, but you can't overdo it right now and give up an easy bucket with 3 minutes left.
So they will clear out with Hallinan, bring it across the timeline. He does, now he asks for help. Hallinan drives the basket up with the left hand. Got it!
Did he find that left hand on the way in?
It looked like it.
Oh man, that was beautifully done by the young fellow with a kiss off the glass.
And a 3-point game.
That happened quickly there.
Didn't it? Now you have to wonder, is LMU playing not to lose?
And that is a problem a lot of times because all of us. Oh.
And he misses. Jackson clears. Almost stolen from behind. Scramble for the ball. Hallinan got on the floor. Picked up on touch. Big sequence right there.
Yes, beautifully done by the referees not to call a foul. Let the players decide it. This officiating staff has done a great job today.
So now here's Brown. They'll try to use the clock. Over the top, Jovanovic. Good play from behind by Hallinan, who suddenly has gotten a huge wake-up call.
Yes, he's come in and played well for Terry Porter.
Johnson a little out of control. Might have gotten away with the travel. Jackson for 3. Too hard. Jovanovic the rebound.
Good look, good look. Terry Porter just kind of pumps his fist, says, okay, guys, good look. Got to go back down to the other end, get another stop.
Clock is still not really a factor. Coming down to 1:30 remaining, but a one-possession game.
You call them the Cardiac Lions? Is that what they call them, Barry?
Brown penetrate, got too far under, lost the handle. Jackson comes away, and again the Pilots with a chance to get within one or take the lead. And what a great play by Tutu, but he stepped on the end line.
That's where communication has to be, where Alec Wintering would see a guy like Taylor trailing the play. Jazz Johnson has to take his time, but that was just Tutu. Fantastic defense right there. Unfortunately, didn't pay off. Ball back to the Pilots.
I'll tell you, it looked like he knocked that ball loose before he went out of bounds.
Yes, it did.
Taylor, good look for 3. In and out. Rebound rebound, McClendon.
That was the one I was talking about at the free throw line. But I will tell you, I will not give him another look. That thing was in and out.
Huge possession here for the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
2-2 for 3. Huge shot.
Yep.
Got to go quick here and a timeout. Well, Tutu has made 2 threes,
Yes.
and they both come at a crucial time.
Well, you said it. Corner pocket, 2-2 for 3-3. My goodness. And a great find as well by Brandon Brown. I mean, he has found guys the second half when the Lions needed it most, and guys have been converting, whether it's been Herman and right there, Tutu in the corner for the 3-ball.
Tutu comes out of Canada. We haven't mentioned this in this game, but Mike Dunlap is a very international team here. He's got a guy from Sweden, a guy from Serbia. He's got Tutu from Canada.
United Nations over there.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
Got a guy from Spain, a guy from the Czech Republic.
Does he have a guy from L.A.?
I don't believe he does. Too far to go.
You got to have somebody from Los Angeles on your team. You got New Jersey over there, Sweden, you're right. Pasadena, that's close enough. We're going to call
All right,
it.
I'll give you Pasadena.
Interesting mix, though, for Coach Dunlap. I mean, and he has them playing extremely hard. That's the one thing. Regardless of the record, you can see they've come out, they've forced 30-plus turnovers, and they've just been getting after it all day.
So 35.6 remaining. Here's Taylor. They're going to have to go pretty quick, I would think. He's going to get a foul, and that's going to put Johnson on the line while the clock stops.
And if you're not going to get a 3, that's what you want. You want to score with the clock stopped. That allows Terry Porter, as he's doing right now, calling over Jazz Johnson, to be able to talk about what are we going to do defensively after these 2 free throws go in, hopefully for Jazz Johnson.
Johnson gets the first.
It's not over.
No, it's not.
Okay, so Coach Dunlap, he's a smart guy, Barry. I would anticipate that was a substitution of some of his best free throw shooters.
Gotta think. Johnson gets them both. This is the guy they don't want to foul. So a foul is called. Foul on Callahan. That will put Brown at the line. And Brown comes in here just under 70%.
Although 5 for 5 today, so
Yep.
he's had the rhythm. He's played hard, set the table, and defensively asking Coach Dunlap and his staff about Brandon Brown, and they said he's the guy that gets us going on both ends. Defensively, he sets the tone, and offensively sets the tone, and that's what he's done today.
Pure. Today.
Oh, yes.
So now no time to waste. Callahan comes underneath, leaves it for Tyson. He pulls the trigger for 3. It won't go. And that should just about do it. Tyson reaches in and fouls Herman.
Yes, as we see Coach Terry Porter clapping his hands, being positive. He understands that he has a young group of pilots, and he's trying to not only explain to them, how to play, but also, Barry, how to win. And, you know, you had an opportunity here, and you'll go back. And if you think about it, you're in this close of a ball game, and you turn the ball over 30-plus times. This is a ball game that you should look back and say, you know what, we had our chance.
Absolutely, no question. You know, it's interesting. I mean, there's no joy, obviously, in losing, but this team went to St. Mary's on Thursday night, and they played the Gales tough. That was a tie game until about 8 minutes remaining in the game. And the Pilots led at halftime, as a matter of fact. Now they come down here, and yeah, they turned it over a ton, but with 1 minute to go, they're still in the game.
Yeah, and looking over at Coach Dunlap, he says, you in the game now, because that's the worst thing that could have happened. You foul them, now they get a chance to score again with the clock stopped, and maybe the possibility to bring it to 4 and make this a free throw shooting contest.
Yep. So Herman leaves, McClendon leaves.
At line, Rashawn Jackson, shooting 2.
Jackson at the line for 2. 11.4 seconds remaining. And the Pilots shooting free throws very well.
Oh, yes.
Herman is fouled out of the game. And again, Mike Dunlap will get his free throw shooters into the game. Jackson gets them both. Now they got to go quick foul. And a steal. And did he get the timeout called? He did. Great play by Tyson.
Toe drag swag. I will tell you, he got both feet in like Julio Jones right there.
Pretty good. Didn't make the catch like Jones.
Oh, no, that was something incredible, wasn't it? Oh, I think he might have been out.
Might have. Heads up play, though.
Very nicely done.
I don't know. Bottom line is, well, let's see.
I think someone knocked over our end zone camera. We would have had that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think maybe they are saying now, because Brown is at the free throw line, they did not have a timeout. So now it's a technical, and that will put the icing on the cake here for LMU.
Oh, good try, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
To the very end, if Terry Porter thinks anything, his team played the full 40 minutes, and that is something to be proud of.
He's going to make a little noise in this conference for it's all done.
Oh, yes, especially with this recruiting class that he has coming in. And, you know, it's going to take a second to get the type of culture and the style of basketball and those type of things down. But you got to know, if you got Alec Wintering in this game, you don't have 30-plus turnovers.
It's a different game.
It is.
Absolutely. The other thing about this conference is, yes, Terry Porter has a good recruiting class coming in, but so does just about everybody else in the conference.
Yes. That is true. Well, actually, with 9 seconds left, if Portland knocks down to 3, fouls them, and they miss a free, you just never know.
That's true.
Yeah.
They got to really go quick, though. Got to get the ball in first. Tyson almost got that to go. This should do it. And a reach in by Jackson with 3.9 remaining.
Good look at it. They're playing it all the way out. And you know, when you look at this game early on, you look at Portland. LMU couldn't make a shot, and then defensively they got after it, and that is their MO. They turn people over, they get steals, they get blocked shots, and that's what they did. They got their mojo going, started knocking down some shots, and just a little bit too much for the Pilots this afternoon.
That is exactly right. Touch at the free throw line. And that should just about do it.
Touch with the touch.
Yes, very good.